We're approaching what's called the D3 Lab. The D3 Lab is a kind of a development that took place over the last 6 years or so, where we partnered with New Learning Institute, Nancy Chou and Stephen Brown. Fantastic work. You're going to see an environment that we believe could help our country achieve our dream, that our kids would be prepared, you know, like they like to say, college ready, but more importantly, career prepared for whatever their passion and interest would be. And so this environment is going to lead to that, we believe. The D3 Lab is named that because of, as you can see, dream it, design it, do it. This is a place where young people can express their passions, their interests, their goals, and it changes kids, as you'll see by the things that they develop, and we'll explain something about that. So this has been going on for about a year, but we started this kind of work almost 4 or 5 years ago. But this is the first time we're able to create this world that you're about to enter. The D3 Lab is a special place on our campus. And this young lady over here in the corner is the brain trust. She's the one that we've been working together for some time. This is Nancy Chou. Nancy, we're filming about what we're doing, how we're doing, and
Great.
This is the D3 Lab environment, so she can share more about what that means.
Sure. So welcome to the D3 Lab. D3 stands for Dream It, Design It, and Do It. So if you actually take a look around the room, the space is actually designed around that concept. So if you come here, this is actually a graphic of our methodology. You could again see some stuff here along the way that's indicative of what we do here. But our methodology is as you see it up here: dream it, again, design it, and do it. And really, the process takes a student from idea to action, or to actualization of the idea. So ideally, students come up with an issue or problem that they see affecting the school or their community, and then again, as you sort of go around through the process, you end up with a series of brainstorming, of researching, of defining ideas, of talking and researching with people in the community. And then again, at the end of it, you actually see sort of getting it done, planning it out and getting it done. So students actually do projects that manifest themselves in the school or in the community somehow. And all of this should be, and I guess sort of what's underlying all of this is student interest. And we hope to be a place that sort of connects student interest with what students are learning in their classroom. So the math, the science, the language arts, the social studies, we actually see a lot of application of the content and the skills that students are learning in the classroom here through these projects and through this process.
This is Aaron Brest. Now Aaron is a rocker. No, I met Aaron many years ago at a school called Monterey. And that school was a continuation school, where Aaron had gotten in some academic trouble and ended up there. And as we began to develop this idea of personalization, engagement, these things, he had a passion for music, always has. So using that, he himself developed a way to eventually go to Frida Kahlo High School, where I was prior to Nightingale, and eventually graduate, and has a full career of music behind him, performances, etc. So I'll let him talk about the difference between traditional schools and, let's say, what we're trying to do both at Frida Kahlo and now here at Nightingale.
Well, first and foremost, I think it's inspiring, one, for myself to have experienced those resources that were given to me that I wasn't used to from other schools, and knowing that, and in essence, how it helped me with my personal life, how I can be able to come back and use similar or not different, maybe even better resources to students now, and how it can engage them and inspire them and create sort of a motivation for them to come to school. Usually children don't have that motivation, they don't have a lot of support, they neglected a lot of resources, and here they have this whole space where they can be able to be themselves and be creative and find a way to give back to the community and better their school and better themselves.
Aaron works at Nightingale as a teacher's assistant now. So all the way from high school to here, graduates, and then works. So he's investing in a real way in the learning for these kids. You know, the think tank, what are we thinking about? Well, come in here with me and let's talk a little bit about what we're thinking here. This is an environment that was created by our D3 team to have students come in and develop ideas for projects. Now, how does this fit education, okay? Well, first of all, when they sit together and they develop a project, then whatever the project is, in whatever core subject area it is, the children go back to the teacher and they tell the teacher, we have this idea for this project. And this project is XXX, whatever, right? And they incorporate the learning, the excitement of their personal project in the instruction that the teacher is trying to give them in English, science, math, etc. So for example, we have kids here that develop projects to feed the homeless. We presently have students that are going to the convalescent home down the block. We have students that are going to be going to the elementary school, because what we're chasing is a K-12 articulation, a real one. Most districts in this country talk about articulation. How does a kid go from kindergarten through 12th grade? We believe we have a real strong way. You saw a student a minute ago, 2 of them from Frida Kahlo High School who were hired here. Every Thursday we have 5 to 20 kids come from Frida Kahlo High School to this space, and they mentor young people who attend Nightingale Middle School. The work is basically to create an environment where they, then, the children of this school, will go across the street to the elementary school, Loreto it's called, and help those children learn and develop and grow. So in effect, you got K-12. Now, how does the D3 Lab work as far as the instructional program at Nightingale Middle School? It's our hope that when a teacher brings a classroom, let's say the 3rd grade English class, to this environment, and they begin to hang out and work, and the teacher comes to the side, as you can see some students are entering now. They're going to learn about some things. The teacher goes back to the 4 other days, periods during the week. In other words, what I'm saying is, let's say they take 1 period a week and they come in, develop plans with their kids about projects, and then the other 4 days that they're in class in that same period, they develop that by subject, English language arts, math, etc. And the project, the idea of the children, leads the instruction. So they're more apt to come back into that learning environment and say, I want to learn about that because it's something that I'm involved in. See? So that's kind of how we hope to have this philosophy, if you will, of personalization, engagement, and passion filter into the regular traditional classrooms. Because, in theory, it's impossible to bring 1,000 kids into this learning environment at once. But if we bring them in period by period, and then we have that go out to our team, and our team picks up the interest of the child and what's going on in them, can you imagine the success rate? Nowadays, we live in the United States with what's called the API, Academic Performance Index, and AYP, Annual Yearly Progress. What are those things? Those are measures created by No Child Left Behind. Are they indicative of real learning? So, there's 2 camps there. Some are opposed, saying it is not. Some are saying it absolutely is. Kind of a report card for schools. Well, it's the way we live today in instruction. It's the way schools operate. We have to deal with that. I personally am not really tied to that idea, but I do know this. If you engage young people, if you get them to build out of their interest and their passion, the scores on API will go through the roof. At Frida Kahlo High School, we had 1 year 83-point gain, another year 93-point gain. That doesn't happen magically. That happens to a lot of hard work by teachers. And then the engagement of the kid that says, I want to learn. And when that happens, I don't care what test you put in front of a child, they're going to succeed. So that's kind of briefly what the D3 Lab is attempting to do. We're going to show you another extension of this concept of what we're trying to create at Nightingale in just a couple seconds.